We've been conditioned to believe that the 9 to 5 world is a cage, and freedom only exists on the other side of an exit. But after a 10-year detour, an 80% pay cut, and the exhaustion of being the chief everything officer, I realized something that the hustle promoters won't tell you. The problem is not your job. It is your approach and the mindset. Returning to the 9 to 5 job is not a failure. It is the ultimate return to my own sanctuary of purpose. I know the world tells you to quit your 9 to 5 and be your own boss, enjoy that flexibility and freedom. I'm sharing with you why don't quit your job may be your best strategy for you and your peace of mind. If you are thinking about ditching your job to find more meaning or to get away from your toxic workplace with an exit plan that doesn't ruin you, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Joyce Lee, the PhD Grandma. My mission is to help you build a resilient and flourishing life through meaningful work that fits your soul. In my last video, I shared with you the financial impact of my pivot from an IT consultant to a clinical counselor. I followed my passion until my bank account turned red and my mental health hit the limit. I learned that being your own boss often meant that you are reporting to the most unforgiving and demanding boss, that is yourself. In this video, I'm reframing the employee model. We are going to talk about the invisible ROI of stability, how a 9 to 5 job can actually subsidize your soul project during the off hours. But I also want to address the elephant in the room, that is the toxic work culture some of you may be trapped in. For many, the office doesn't look like a sanctuary. Rather, it looks like a battlefield. I'm going to share with you some specific strategies on how to build your mental shield, as well as setting up your own operational policy so that you can keep your peace without having to quit your paycheck. Let's talk about how to find the fullness of life through integration, not through an escape. When I left IT, I was chasing freedom and flexibility. I thought being my own boss, I can finally own my time. But I quickly realized that when you own the business owns you. As an employee, I have one job description. As a business owner, you have every job description. In my private practice, I wasn't only the psychotherapist. I was the IT support, the marketing agency, the lead generator, the VP of sales, and the bookkeeper. I was spending over 50% of my time on those other duties and administrative stuff, heavy lifting, just to earn the right to see a few clients. I really loved those hours sitting in front of the clients, but the mental load of all the other stuff is really cluttering everywhere, make me hard to focus. I traded a 40-hour work week to a 24/7 mental overload. I have flexibility on paper, but in reality, I couldn't even take a walk without wondering if I should be reaching out to more agencies for referrals or follow up with a new lead. True freedom requires healthy boundaries. You can refer that as the sanctuary of an employee. When I logged off from my IT job, the company's problem stay with the company. My time is truly mine. My paycheck is the fixed variable that allows me to truly rest. As an entrepreneur, time is never truly yours because the safety net doesn't exist. And you have to build your own emergency funds, and you're responsible to balance your bank account. If you don't work, the business dies. There may be a few brilliant souls that can generate passive incomes, and they can sell 10 million copies of their books. But those are far and few in between. Those are the exceptions. You may be one of those outliers, and I congratulate you. But for most of us, we have to scale up slowly and steadily. Being a boss is not the most important. I just want to be a practitioner. The most efficient way to stay as a power practitioner is to let a larger system to handle all those overhead so that I can focus on the impact. When we dream of quitting, we usually focus only on the gross income. We rarely calculate the invisible ROI of a stable 9-to-5 job. I had to lose my safety net to realize how that stability works. In an entrepreneurial world, every day off has a price tag. In my 9-to-5, I have the privilege to switch off and rest. When I close my laptop, the company's liability doesn't follow me to the dinner table. The rest is truly a luxury that a lot of business owners cannot afford. The stable 9-to-5 can subsidize your soul projects. Because my mortgage and my insurance are covered by my day job, I don't have to monetize my joy and passion immediately. During my off hours, I have the mental bandwidth and financial margin to build side projects, such as building this YouTube channel, without the soul-crushing pressure of needing them to pay the bills today. The 9-to-5 isn't taking away my time. It is buying the freedom for me to create with integrity. Also, in my work, every day I'm learning something, either on the system side, about AI, as well as how to interact with people more effectively. This is the ultimate integration, using the system to fund your spirit. If I were to encounter another personal trauma, my 9-to-5 provides those mental health sick days to allow me to heal without the fear of bankruptcy. We sometimes underestimate the power of human interaction. In my private practice, I was isolated. In my 9-to-5, I have my regular contact. I have a team. There is a deep soul-level benefit to share goals, have morning coffee chats, and the synergy of solving problems with others. You aren't just a worker, you are part of a tribe. Social connections are important to well-being, and that is well researched. As my own boss, I have to pay for my own learning and certifications and credentials and training. As an employee, my growth is an investment my company makes. I am being paid to become a better version of myself. I realize that the 9-to-5 isn't just paying for my time or my bills, it is paying for my peace of mind and my professional evolution. But the most surprising benefit is more than safety. It is the knowledge integration. When I was a solo practitioner, I was an island. But as an employee, I'm back to the stream of the latest technology. That has been priceless for my sense of meaning and purpose. In my current job, I am paving the way and adapting to the future. I am integrating AI in my day-to-day work, finding ways to automate the mundane, repetitive tasks so I can focus on the human side. I have access to tools and platforms that would be too expensive for the solo practitioner. I am practicing high-level systems thinking. I'm learning how to manage complex portfolio of work, skills that I can then bring back to my own life and my future offer. I'm planning to launch a purpose alignment lab. You will hear more about this. I am being paid to learn, to experiment, and to integrate the latest technology into real-world systems. I am speaking about the sanctuary of a regular office job. But I know that for some of you, your workplace may feel like a battlefield. If you're waking up with a knot in your stomach, and you dread going to work to face your toxic culture, or you are reporting to a leader that refuses to see your worth, I want to speak directly to you. Don't quit your job doesn't mean to stay and suffer. It means do not let the environment dictate your identity. When you cannot change the system, you must build a shield. Decide exactly when your company's demand ends and your humanity begins. Imagine you are a developer and your job is to deliver functional scripts. You cannot fix a code base that you didn't write and you don't have the permission to change. Keep a log of your wins to maintain your confidence, but leave the emotional weight at the office. Jot down what you have learned. Jot down one nice thing that you notice about other people or the other people said about you. To make it real for you, I have this personal policy that I can share with you. I did not have good work boundaries in the past. I encourage you to write down yours to show up sustainably. Gratitude. I make a point to acknowledge the positives, whether it's supportive vibe of my boss or a team member, and the simple fact that this job funds my life. Digital sunset. I do not check or reply to emails after 6 p.m. or on the weekends. Work expands to fill the time that you allow it. I choose to give it a limit. Hard stop. I sign off between 4:30 and 6 p.m. unless it's real emergency. Scope control. I say no to issues that are outside of my domain. I'm here to be effective, not to be a catch-all for chaos. I plan my vacations a year ahead and I stick to them. Rest is not a luxury. It is fuel for my well-being. Remember, there's a season for everything. If you are in a real abusive situation akin to a house being on fire, your goal is not to find peace in the flames. It's to find the bridge to the exit. Use the stability of the paycheck to fund your escape. When you reach the season of harvest, you realize that the 9 to 5 provides the perfect soil for your skills. For me, it is the AI and project management, allowing me to flourish. At this stage of my life, simplicity is my highest currency. What about you? I don't need the title of owner to feel successful. I need the stability of a healthy system to feel peaceful. But I only find this sanctuary after I learn how to set healthy boundaries. I used to think that a meaningful life required a radical, visible change, a new office, a new title, or a complete reinvention. But after my 10-year detour journey, I realized that the most radical thing you can do is to be whole exactly where you are. I'm back to IT, but I wasn't the same person. I am a project advisor with a therapist's heart. I am an agile coach in leveraging AI to make room to build human connections. I didn't settle, I integrated. I harvested every hard lessons during my red years and integrated to the life that I'm living now. I have a fertile soil ready for a grand, bountiful harvest. Success is not about escaping your 9 to 5. Success is building a life that you don't feel the need to escape from. If you are feeling the tension of your 9 to 5 job and your purposeful dreams, don't rush to the exit. Instead, examining your bridge and start the integration. Tell me, what is the one invisible ROI in your current job that you've been taking for granted? Is it community, the steady paycheck, or the opportunity to learn new technology? We can flip the narrative together. Drop me a comment. You don't need a makeover. You need a harvest instead. Until next time, look for the one thing that you're grateful for in this season of your life.